Uploading new patches. Downloading new content. Updating software.
Hello, I am Nakia, and I am here to entertain you. Please grab your snacks, take your seats, and get ready for the show. Feel the nightshade.
The second best model competition doll.
Okay, you ladies ready to do what it takes to be second best? Yeah!
Look block in a rented convertible, complete with the Not Yours plate. Swap up to 5 fierce wigs to reinvent her look on the fly. Show off in the rented reality mansion before the lease runs out.
Whoa, I need all of this!
Plus 2 totally supportive, well, for now, fake best friends to clap for her every move.
I have no idea how hard I had to work to get here. I earned every chandelier in this place, and you will respect these marble floors. Scrub like you want rent control, ladies. The winner of the second best model competition is... me. It's always me. Obviously. The second best model doll comes with a sparkling gown, trophy, and an entire studio set so she can strike every pose, even if she's not first. Yes!
Strut the runway, strike a pose, and let the judges almost love her. The second best model doll. Runway set included, each sold separately because first place is overrated.
Okay, you ladies ready to do what it takes to be second best? Yes!
Some call it reinvention. Others call it instinct. She calls it Friday night. From the woman who's worn 1,000 faces comes a brand new one. Sharper, stranger, and far more fun. Starring the Nakia Nightshade. With hot topics, sketch comedy, and special guests who should probably know better. Breathe it in. This is Nakia at Night.
Hold tight. Woo!
Hi. Oh my God. Here I am again. Here you are again. Thank you for being here. So I was gonna open the show today with a monologue of something of importance because there's always something of importance going on. But I have to tell you, life is funny and not in a ha ha ha, oh my God, it's so funny way. Like funny in a horrific kind of car crash, lifestyle change, wake up and smell the coffee kind of way. So let me explain. So over the weekend, I had been working on the show and I was finishing up the sketch you're going to see later. And I was like, oh, I'm so happy. I'm so relaxed. This is great. I think I'll lay down on my bed. Now, I have a bed that's in my office and not in a weird like Harvey Weinstein kind of way. And I was laying down and I was just relaxing, doom scrolling, a little heat on the neck. And I saw this spider that came crawling out of my air conditioning vent on the ceiling from my HVAC. And it started crawling across the ceiling. I was like, okay, I don't mind spiders. I don't know if you're deadly afraid of them. I'm not deadly afraid of them. I'm not best friends with them either. But I usually let them exist in their own little corner, especially because I have a very large atrium ceiling in the majority of my house. So they can take up those corners if they like, eat the bugs, keep them out of my house. You don't bother me, I don't bother you, kind of thing. Well, turns out this spider wasn't gonna walk out of the room casually, go hang out in the atrium or something, like go somewhere else. It decided that it wanted to get closer and closer to me and my dog. So this is when I was like, oh man, all right, I guess I'm gonna have to get rid of it. It was too small to catch, and I wouldn't risk trying to catch it because I have carpets. If it would have dropped, I would have freaked out all night long worrying that it was gonna find us, exact its revenge, which it got. And then of course it was getting too close to my equipment. It was getting too close to my bed. It was getting too close to this equipment. And I was afraid it might drop on the bed, So I had to do what had to be done. And I really, really didn't want to. And you're like, why are you telling us? Well, because after I went and I stood on my computer chair, I hit the spider and this chair spun in a circle faster than I could catch myself, and I went flying out of the chair and I slammed onto the ground. If I look like I'm stiff right now because I usually move my arms, my hands more, that's because this is the most movement I've done in 3 days. I'm currently on a lot of medication so that I can be here for you. My face, I can see it. It looks really puffy, and that's because I'm on a lot of medication and drinking a lot of water. So I would like to inform you that, as I was laying there in excruciating pain, aware that I had no one to help me get to the hospital, and that I was essentially just trapped there on the floor until I was ready to move, which you don't do right away, because if you do, you can hurt yourself more. So I was there contemplating life, and I realized that it was an interesting thing that just happened to me. So what I realized was this: had I been working, had I just left the room and went and did something else, I would have never noticed the spider. I wouldn't have been laying there. Usually I don't lay there at that time of day. I would have never seen it. It would have traveled wherever it was going to go, and it would have went on with its life. I would have went on with my life. We're done, right? But I got so obsessed with the impending danger that I saw this spider to have, right? In my mind, I thought this spider could do this: fall on the floor, go in the bed, crawl in my mouth at night, right? I created all of these reasons why the spider needed to get taken out. And so I did. And in the end, the spider got it worse than I did, because I'm still alive and the spider's dead. But I am very injured. It ruined my entire weekend. I had to reschedule all of my things I had planned for this week, because as soon as I'm done with this, I'm going right back to bed. And it was kind of a good metaphor for what we're going through right now. There's a lot of people who want to obsess over perceived danger, perceived harm, an enemy that they think will do something to them. So instead of getting to know that, or waiting, taking their time to be sure, we go right in. And when we go in and we go and attack people or things that don't actually mean us harm, but we've manifested that harm in our mind, we do more harm to ourselves than we do to them. Although in this case, maybe not. So I just wanted to share that story with you, because that's what happened to me. And so now it's time for
What's for dinner?
No se preocupen, ya tengo la cena lista. Siempre es buen momento para Hot Topics.
Okay, so some of you may have known this, but a lot of you probably don't. I used to host a show called Saturday Morning Cartoons. It was a fun little experiment I did for a couple of years. I think like 2 seasons. Don't quote me on that. You can try to dig up the relics that is clips from it, full episodes. Look on my YouTube channel, look on my Twitch channel at Nakia Nightshade, both of those. Essentially, when I started doing it, it was a little bit after we all were going through COVID. We were all going through like this weird transitional period in our lives where we were trying to figure out who we were, because we were home and we had to learn to get to know ourselves and love being at home. Then we were out, but we were like wearing masks, so nobody could really see us. We were all like on a secret agent mission. It was very, very odd times. So essentially, what happened was, when I was home during quarantine, I started really like diving deep into nostalgia, because I felt like that made me feel more happy, right? Instead of just watching like reruns or whatever was on. So I started playing old YouTubes that have like commercials from the 90s, the 80s. I was finding cartoons on all different types of platforms. And I was like, gosh, this would be so fun if this would be a show. So I made it a show. And just in case you've never seen it, I'm going to show you guys a clip, and then we're going to discuss why this is so important today. Happy Saturday morning, kids. Are you ready for some cartoons?
Sounds good to me.
Looks like it.
We'll be right back.
I can fart laugh.
There's gotta be a light switch around here.
It's a ravioli romp.
Oh, shit. Not them little demons. What in the same? She's got crabs though, Joker. She seems like your type. I think it was important for kids to see all that. I'm glad that I grew up learning all that. I'm glad what I watched wasn't, sterilized and turned into marshmallow fluff, because I love a nice strong Miss Piggy. White photos mess me up. All right, so let's make one thing clear. I don't care what generation you're from. It doesn't matter to this topic. The reality is Saturday morning cartoons were essential to growing up as a child for 50 plus years in this country. So, especially in America. And the fact that that ritual has been removed from society is extremely important, and I want to tell you why. So, let's make one thing clear. It doesn't matter if you're a Gen X, millennial, boomer, or a Gen Z. All of those generations have had a chance to have Saturday morning cartoons exist in their lifetime. The ones after haven't. And of course, they're not going to care because they have been convinced that anything that was around before they were born is irrelevant. That's why they don't learn about history, right? That's why they don't care about anything that isn't trending. So the thing that I loved about Saturday morning cartoons was the ritual, right? So there was a thing where you would wake up in the morning on a Saturday, which, by the way, it was the reason to get up because you didn't have to go to school. So you'd get up, maybe 7 or 8, maybe 9 or 10, depending on what kind of kid you were. You would get breakfast. Either you were having cereal or you were having waffles. If you were one of the lucky ones whose parents made a full spread, you were having that. And for people like me, I love to sit in front of the cartoons and I'd lay out like coloring books, different magazines I had, different blank paper so I could draw. Like, it was my time to be creative and also be inspired. And so when you have a ritual like that, when you have cartoons and shows and programs that not only they're fun to watch, they're entertaining, and at the time they were very original, but they usually would have an ending. They would usually have something educational or a moral to the story most of the time. And as time persisted, a lot of the cartoons did not have that. So I'm not trying to be a nanny here. I'm not trying to ruin your day or make it boring or sad. I'm actually trying to tell you that just because the networks aren't really doing that anymore because they're just going where the dollar is. They're just trying to figure out where can we get money, how can we get views, what time of day, what kind of program. That's all they've ever done. When it was financially lucrative for them, that's why they invested in shows like TGI Fridays and Saturday morning cartoons, because it was an investment, right? So make that same investment in your kids, your grandkids, your nieces and nephews. Set up a ritual. It doesn't have to be on Saturday. It can be whatever is best for you, where you guys are like, we're going to watch this show and these shows, and we're going to do this and that on this day, and give them that routine. They don't really have routines. They have, school, which feels like a punishment. They have doom scrolling. They have apps. They have games. They have routines that are part of, maybe if they're lucky, they go do physical things like after school programs, stuff like that. But if they don't have a fun routine, something that doesn't even feel like it's being a punishment, it's something they want to do, something they look forward to, it changes the dynamic that they have with life and with feeling like a child. Because there's a little bit of innocence loss that's been going on, a lot of innocence loss that's been going on with the way in which children are just handed tablets and left to their own devices, literally. And I've seen this at my old job where I would watch, like, parents will, they'll go out to dinner with their kids and the kids will be sitting there and they'll have like a tablet and they'll just be swiping and playing and swiping and just zoned out. They're not even in the moment. How are they going to have memories? They're not going to have memories. You think they're going to have memories of how many times they swiped on the game or how many points they got? No, that stuff filters in and filters out. It's brain rot. Help them make memories, help them have fun, help them learn something, and also help them become better people. That's the point of cartoons. So when I sit here as a fully formed adult, loving cartoons, sharing cartoons, and about to share with you a cartoon that I made for this show, understand that I do that because I understand how important they were to society for almost 100 years. I mean, really, they've been around forever. They were around when my mom was little, they were around when I'm little. They're around when, my kids were little. So I'm telling too much about myself. But anyway, the point is if you have any kids in your life or teenagers, I don't care. Make them watch some cartoons, have that ritual with them, have a bowl of cereal if you can find one that's not going to kill you, and enjoy this next program that I made just for you.
Move it, team! Garage is straight ahead! Whoa! Detector down!
Whoa, whoa!
Ha! Ace, your bike's one ghost away from a yard sale!
I'm good. Totally good. Garage Club roll call.
I'm Darnell. My spectrometer never misses a ping.
Misty here. If it needs trapping, I've got the vacuum.
Name's Ace. Net snares and style, I've got them all.
And I'm Nia. Check this out. I coded a little AI short last night.
But blonder.
And zapping ghosts like a video game. Look at her hair! She's zapping like crazy! Can't breathe! Wait, why are you all laughing?
Because it's you outrunning ghosts and blasting them like an action star. You don't run, and you know those zappers are just toys.
Seems like there's been some major ghost activity down at the old abandoned Tyson house. I tracked it last night and got this footage. See those shimmery shapes in the windows? Blue and green. They're moving like they're patrolling the place. One even forms a face for a second right here. Whatever's up there, it's not shy. I say we really let it lost mission.
Then let's gear up and head there tonight.
Boom! Haunted house, here we come!
Introducing Dr. Nakia, the doctor who makes house calls to your imagination.
She's ready to help! Listen to her heartbeat!
Dr. Nakia. She's the doctor who makes everything better.
She comes with a stethoscope, reflex hammer, and even a tiny card reader.
Good news, it's just a small problem. Bad news, your care card has been declined.
Uh-oh.
Ha! Dr. Nakia comes with everything you see here. Health insurance sold. It's bubbling like crazy. High five! Hear that? Everything's floating! Incoming ghost.
Okay, team, lights on and easy steps.
I've got your backs.
All right, team, lights on, ears open.
Copy that. My sensors are picking up a strong signal in that room, guys.
Greasy. Whoa, what did you just do?
Whoa! Did that arm just move?
Statue just pulled a lever.
And it opened.
Chips first, adventure second? Kidding. Let's check it out. Whatever's down there is giving off major ghost vibes.
Guys, is everything okay?
Go, go! Oh!
Misty, that was epic!
You totally saved our butts.
Thanks, Misty, for real.
I have a confession, you guys. I made the ghost. It's just a program, a bunch of code. This little projector, it's my code. I thought it'd just scare off the bullies, but, well, meet him. He's harmless. Mostly silly, actually.
Misty, why did you do that?
I just wanted you guys to see that I can be helpful. We already knew you could, Misty.
Misty, we've always known you're capable. You don't have to prove it.
Yeah, you're our best friend. Mm-hmm.
Today we learned not to underestimate our friends.
And some technology helps people do things they physically can't.
And be careful where you wipe your hands.
That's why you can always count on the Ghost Garage Gang.
Okay, one last thing. Before I go, I wanted to let you guys know that there's only 3 episodes left to this season, or maybe in general. I don't know. Hopefully we'll get this where it needs to be. But if you want it to be where it needs to be, I need you guys to share. I need you to like. I need you to comment. Oh my God, please. I need you to click the bell for notifications if that's where you're at watching this. I need engagement, and I need you to really bring in more people. But also, I just wanted to tell you, love yourselves, take care of yourselves, and always feel the nightshade. And remember, just leave the spider. Just leave the spider. Bye.
Introducing the Nakia Nite Housekeeper doll.
She cleans up the whole mansion.
Look, she can vacuum.
With broom, mop, feather duster, and more. Nakia Nite Housekeeper doll. She works hard so you can play harder.
Thanks to new mandates, this is the only job I'm qualified for. I used to be a lawyer.
Whoa.
She can clean the whole house. Let's get the kitchen.
Woman Doll's autonomy sold separately.
I'm looking for my little artist. There she is. Nakia, say bye.
Bye.